unidentified anomalous phenomenon, what we used to call UFOs, are real. They are spying on and interfering with nuclear and military activity. They have crashed on Earth, and their non-human bodies have been recovered. And the U.S. government has been covering it all up for decades. Those are the arguments featured in The Age of Disclosure, which is a serious contender in the Oscar race for Best Documentary. It debuts this Friday in some theaters and on Amazon Prime. And it features a bipartisan group of 34 senior members of the U.S. government, military, and intelligence communities, all of whom go on the record claiming to have direct knowledge of UAPs, unidentified anomalous phenomena. In a clip that is exclusive to the lead we're going to show you right now, then Senate Intelligence Committee Vice Chair, now Secretary of State Marco Rubio, explains how deep these layers of secrecy can go.
I think there's this assumption that presidents can walk in the Oval Office on day one and say, all right, take me to Roswell, show me the alien bodies. I want to see the video of the autopsy. I want to see the whole thing, open it up. I think that really is a naive understanding of how our government works. Even presidents have often been operating on a need-to-know basis. That's certainly true from a historic standpoint. The rationale, the justification was the president shouldn't know about these things because that way the president always has deniability. All they need is a nod in this direction or in that direction. But that begins to ramp out of control. Frankly, I don't even know a president would know who to ask. You could go to the director of the CIA, nowadays the director of national intelligence, and ask them. And even that person may not know because those people rotate. But the people 3 layers underneath them that are there for 30 years, to them, it's like I've seen these people come and go. I have no obligation to tell them it exists. It just never percolates up.
Joining us now to discuss is Dan Farah. He's the director of The Age of Disclosure. So, first of all, let me say I saw it last night, and it is riveting and fascinating. Congratulations. This is a subject that we've covered on the show, but you really, this is above and beyond.
Thank you.
The Secretary of State, then a senator, goes on the record there to provide a window into how deeply hidden this knowledge really may be.
Yeah, that Rubio clip sums up how significant the cover-up is. Every one of the 34 intelligence, military, and government officials I interviewed told me that not only is the public kept in the dark, but Congress is kept in the dark, and all sitting presidents have been kept in the dark.
So in the documentary, a number of officials go on the record to reveal a UAP crash retrieval program where technologies and even, quote, non-human biologics have been recovered. Officials say there is a secret war between the U.S., China, and Russia to try and reverse engineer some of these alien technologies from these crashed UAPs. How big are the national security implications here?
They couldn't be bigger. So this race, this secret Cold War race that our nation is in with adversarial nations to reverse engineer technology of non-human origin, the stakes are far, far greater than the atomic race. One of the interview subjects refers to it as the Manhattan Project on steroids. This technology could be used to cause significant destruction, but it could also be used to revolutionize the way we live. So there's a lot of pros and cons to this race.
One pretty shocking revelation is how these beings, whatever they are, have allegedly interacted and spied on nuclear and military sites. Here's a quick clip from the documentary.
We've had repeated instances of something operating in the airspace over restricted nuclear facilities, and it's not ours.
They have both deactivated and activated nuclear weapons with both the United States and Russia.
These are otherworldly things that are performing maneuvers that haven't been seen.
The UAP activity surrounding nuclear weapons is not a historic issue. It's an ongoing issue.
And there are individual testaments from people talking about UAPs that they saw hovering over nuclear missile silos. It's terrifying.
There's been reoccurring activity over our nuclear weapons sites in this country and other countries, and over our most classified military bases all over the world. And obviously that's concerning because even if you are someone who can't wrap your head around the fact that this is non-human intelligent life and we don't know what their intentions are, the alternative is it's an adversarial nation penetrating our most secure airspace. Those are your choices.
Right, but I mean, as Rubio has said in your documentary and has said publicly as well, the Russians and the Chinese are not centuries ahead of us when it comes to this technology.
No. Secretary Rubio makes it clear in the film, as do others, that we do not know where these UAP come from.
Yeah.
But there is absolutely no reason to believe they are from the United States or another nation state.
So it's called the age of disclosure because you're basically saying we are at the very beginning now of this new age where this is accepted, no longer mocked, no longer stigmatized. So where are we going to be, do you think, in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years on this issue?
I think that the officials speaking up in this film are kicking off an era where the U.S. government's going to step up and officially make it known that we're not alone in the universe and that the U.S. intends to lead the way on this. I think you're going to see a lot of legislation start to get full support in the House and Senate to drive us towards legal disclosure of what can be shared comfortably with the public. I think we're entering an era of unprecedented transparency and disclosure, and I think it has to happen now, as the film reveals, because the stakes couldn't be higher. We are in a very significant, high-stakes Cold War race with China and Russia, most notably China, and we know their intentions are not great.
Yeah.
And it's important that we actually win this race and lead in this new era.
And you note that Senator Harry Reid, the late Senator Harry Reid, was very visionary, a real trailblazer on this issue in Washington, D.C. And right now, Schumer, the Democrat, and Rounds, the Republican, are pushing for more disclosure, and they've been headed off at every turn. The Age of Disclosure, out this Friday, select theaters worldwide on Amazon Prime Video. Dan Farah, congratulations, and thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So secret, there have been very few people in our entire government that have been allowed or provided access to it.
Even presidents have been operating on a need-to-know basis.
People have been hurt protecting and hiding this information.
Some people claim it would cost them their lives if they spoke out about these things.
Information being locked away that could change the trajectory for a species.
This is the biggest discovery in human history.
Tantalizing, right? Joining me now is the director and producer, Dan Farah. Dan, congratulations on the project.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Non-human intelligence. Must that mean little green men?
No. I made a point of making sure this doc didn't sensationalize the topic at all. We stayed super grounded. We kept it very real. The 34 military, government, intelligence officials I interviewed all broke their silence to reveal that there's been an 80-year cover-up of the existence of non-human intelligent life. And moreover, that the United States is engaged in a high-stakes secret Cold War race with adversarial nations to reverse engineer technology of non-human origin. And the stakes couldn't be higher for this situation. And everyone I interviewed felt it was time to break their silence with what they could lawfully disclose, tell the public what they know that can be shared legally, and do it arm in arm with other credible people in a way that's safe.
Frame what the context is for people to look at this. When they hear non-human intelligence life, lack of disclosure, cover up, what should people be coming into this with what they want answered?
I think we're at a point where the public should become aware of the base facts, that fundamental truths have been hidden from us for 80 years, that massive amounts of tax dollars are being put towards a project that no one has any visibility into. There's no congressional oversight. It's kept from the president. And since the stakes impact all of us, there should be a base level of transparency. I think what I hope to see happen is for this to become the serious national conversation it deserves to be, and for people, the average person, the public, to demand transparency from the government, and for us to quickly get to a place where a sitting president steps to the podium and tells the world we are in fact not the only intelligent life in the universe, that we have in fact recovered craft of non-human origin, that other countries have as well, and that we are in a high-stakes technology race that is essentially the atomic race on steroids, and the U.S. intends to lead that way.
Do you believe that it is about technology, or do you believe it is about extraterrestrial life forms sending things here?
I think that we're dealing with technology made by non-human intelligent life, whether that is extraterrestrial or has been here all along or come here some other way is yet to be determined. But the people in my film go on the record about retrievals of crashed craft that had non-human bodies in them, some intelligent life that was not human. Multiple people in the film talk about how the recoveries have included different types of bodies, so implying different species. So there's no reason to assume we're talking about one other form of life. It's more likely that the universe is full of life, and we are now realizing that.
Well, I got to tell you, News Nation has been all over this, and I believe for the right reasons. We're not pushing any hype. We believe that they know things and that the government works for the people, not vice versa. And I appreciate the provocativeness of this project. It is an impressive roster of voices you have on it. One of the few things I think that if they come with an open mind will be satisfying to both sides in terms of what the right questions are and what's been answered and isn't. And I think you did that very well, and I applaud you for it. And you're always welcome here to discuss what comes next.
Thank you. Yeah, I to double down on that, I was shocked to see how this was truly the most bipartisan issue of our time. Leaders from both parties. I interviewed Rubio on the same day that I interviewed Senator Gillibrand from New York, and they both looked me in the face and told me they thought this was profoundly important.
I agree with them. Finally, our politicians are right, and they agree about something that they should. Dan Farah, thank you very much.